Last night on MasterChef Australia, Marco Pierre White applied the pressure.
It's all about communication. Come on!
Yes, Marco!
And it was Alana's team that came up with the goods.
Direct. Well done.
I'm speechless.
Tonight, Danny and her team line up for elimination
Wow, how did this happen?
in a series of challenges that are all about technique.
We are looking for perfection.
They'll struggle to hold it together.
I have never Frenched a bone like that before, but I've seen them in the shops.
I'm feeling the nerves shaking in my hands.
And it's going to send one of them home for good.
So the question on everybody's mind is, are you going to use your immunity pin?
I feel disappointed that our team lost yesterday's team challenge. I feel like I should take some responsibility for this loss because I was the captain.
I'm pretty pleased that I've got this far without having to face elimination. But the downside is that now I have to face one with a whole heap of people that I'd rather not go up against.
Of the 5 of us going into this elimination, everyone's good. No, I can't pick it. It could be anyone going home.
We're in a very crucial part of this competition. I haven't made up my mind 100% if I'm going to use the immunity pin. I don't know what to do.
It's a tough group to be cooking against. You got to be worried about all of them.
As much as Danny, Peter, Kate and Hayden are all going to be my friends after this, right now I'm here for me and I'm going to cook well today.
Peter, Michael, Kate, Danny and Hayden, welcome back to the MasterChef kitchen. This is a big day, a very serious day for you guys. So we've invited in Justin North from Bacchus and Quarter 21 to help me judge today.
Guys, it's a very serious day. I'm pleased to be here. I wish you all the very best of luck. Cook from your hearts and cook with love. Good luck.
Yesterday, you competed as the blue team. You stumbled and you fell. That's why you find yourselves here in an elimination. The red team, of course, are out having a nice day with Anthony Bourdain as part of the reward.
Matt Moran's taken us to the Sydney fish markets to start off our day of culinary adventure with Anthony Bourdain.
And here he is, the man, Tony Bourdain. How are you, buddy? Good to see you, mate.
And I don't think any of us can contain ourselves. We're just so excited.
This is Alana.
Hey.
Hey, good to meet you. Sun.
Hi.
Billy and Ellie.
Hi.
Good to meet you. Very excited. What are you doing here?
Just sitting on the dock of the bay waiting for some damn oysters.
Yeah? Should we eat some Sydney rock oysters?
This is one of those little life tick moments. Anthony Bourdain is not just a food journalist, he's not just a presenter, he is actually one of the most celebrated chefs in the world. I think we're really going to try and soak up as much of this experience as we can.
And I'd like to say that if I know anything for sure after 3 decades of cooking, it's that the sauce, the natural juice that comes in an oyster is unimprovable by chef, by man, or by God. Come to me, my love. Right, yeah.
Seafood's a bit scary when you're not too sure what to do with it. So for me, trying to get any tip I can get from Anthony about what to look for, it's going to be great going forward in the competition.
So, Anthony, Balmain bugs. Look at the size of those.
That is an ugly looking thing.
What about a taste, Brent?
Wow, you're not kidding.
like it?
That's really good.
To actually be giving Anthony something that he's never tasted before and to see him enjoy it, it's great.
Maybe another one of these, my good man.
Like it? The thing is, I always feel when I'm eating seafood, I always feel like a really good beer afterwards. How about we go and get a beer? Yeah?
I second that motion.
Yeah, cool. Let's go. No, that's the big thing.
Isn't this show?
Yeah.
We're wandering through the back alleys through Darlinghurst, and Matt's taking us to some sort of bar, some pub, and the front of it doesn't even really look like much. It just looks like the back of a shop. But it's this great pub.
Yeah, that's cool. Look at that. It's dark.
First of all, cheers to you guys for emerging victorious, for surviving Marco.
Cheers, the red team.
Yeah, thank you. Today has definitely been the reward day of all reward days. It started off with amazing seafood. We've carried on to some great beers, and Matt's decided it's time for something sweet. We're going to Arya, and he's going to make us Australian dessert.
After you.
Thank you.
Because my good friend Anthony's from New York, I thought that we would do a classic Australian dessert, which is pavlova. You ever heard of pavlova?
I've heard of it in New Zealand.
Right, well, basically what we want to do is make a Swiss meringue. So we're going to start whisking our egg white until it comes to a soft peak.
It is very interesting to see Matt Moran's in the kitchen rather than being the harsh judge for once.
They're really crunchy, yeah? They're quite firm.
And to show us his version of pavlova is pretty good. It's pretty interesting.
All right, guys, tuck in. Australian pavlova. Really interested to see what you think, Tony.
We've had such a great day hanging out with Anthony Bourdain, but I know all of us sitting here really are thinking about the blue team because there's not one single person that we want to see go home.
So the question on everybody's mind is, what is Danny going to do? Are you going to skip that elimination and use your immunity pin? Or are you going to hedge your bets and compete with the other 4 contestants?
Well, as much as I'd like to keep my pin a little bit longer than a day, looking at my team, I know that I have the strongest competitors in this competition and I don't want to risk my place here. I think the reason why I got the immunity pin is to use it, so I'm going to.
Bye-bye immunity
It's a
pin.
short and sweet relationship.
But you know what? Could be the best thing that you've done. Say your goodbyes, and we'll see you later.
Sorry. No.
If I had an immunity pin, I would have used it.
I'm walking out feeling sad that someone is leaving today, but on the other hand, safe because I earned that immunity pin and an immunity pin is there to be used.
You 4 are some of the best amateur cooks in the country, and the challenges that we've set for you may seem very simple. But this is a technique-based elimination, and we are looking for perfection. We've set tight time limits, and you're going to be under pressure. If you don't stay focused, you are going to come unstuck.
Here's how the challenge will work. You'll have 3 rounds. The first round, the best performer will be safe. The next 3 will go on to the penalty round, where the best performer will be safe. The last 2 will go into the 3rd and final elimination round, where unfortunately, one of you will be going home.
A technique elimination could work in my favour if they choose the right techniques.
You have in front of you the ingredients that you need to complete your first task. You can lift your lids now.
Inside there's rice paper rolls, rice vermicelli noodles, lettuce, carrots, cucumber, garlic.
Your job is to make 3 delicious vegetarian rice paper rolls and a dipping sauce to go with it. You might notice There's actually no recipe, so you have to work that out yourself.
It would be great to be the first person safe, and the contents of that basket look like they're playing to my strengths, so hopefully I'm going to be the one who makes it.
The techniques that we're testing here are number 1, precision knife work.
Really fine julienne of vegetables.
Number 2, perfect balance of flavour for that dipping sauce. And number 3, seamless wrapping and presentation of those rice paper rolls. You have 15 minutes, and your time starts now.
I want to be the first person. It's always my plan to cook the best dish. You know, if I want to win this competition, I have to beat everyone.
Asian cuisine is one of those things I love to eat, but I don't cook a lot of because I just haven't had much experience in it. So I'm a little bit concerned at this point in time.
To make my dipping sauce, I mix palm sugar that I've grated with some fish sauce, and I put that on the heat while I prepare some other elements. I don't know, I'm trying to do this precision work, and I feel like I can't get my hands to work. I don't know what's wrong with me. The simplest task becomes incredibly complex. I got so much on the go at the same time that I noticed my dipping sauce, it's kind of boiled right up. I would never usually let that happen. It's very difficult to display technique when you're racing against the clock. It's too late to start again. I'm in trouble.
I want to remind you that you are just making 3 rice paper rolls. Don't get carried away. You've got 10 minutes.
This is the first round of our elimination, the making of rice paper rolls.
The winner of this round is safe, and the other guys have to cook it off to try and stay in the competition.
My sauce is pretty funky. It's a bit overcooked. If you don't like a big fishy taste, you're not going to like my sauce. You know, there's a risk, but to me, it actually tastes quite authentic.
Michael's got really good knife skills, you know. He's always fast.
Oh, I can see beautiful julienne in there as well.
Yeah, rice paper sheets are going in the water already. That's good to see.
I'm going to get as much flavour into my rice paper rolls as I possibly can. I throw in some basil and coriander, and I want it to be really fine.
The dipping sauce is pretty simple. Soy sauce, fish sauce, a little bit of sesame oil, some rice vinegar, some chilli, crushed garlic, and a little bit of chopped ginger.
They're running out of time. They need to go now. They need to be rolling now.
Yeah.
Rolling the rice paper rolls is incredibly hard. I sort of look around, I think everyone's in the same boat, that we're just not getting it done quick enough, and the stress is building and the time is just running out.
You've got only 4 minutes left.
Whoa.
You should be wrapping, rolling, finishing off your sauce.
I'm in a world of hurt trying to roll these things. The clock's ticking down, the time's running out, the ingredients are sort of everywhere, and it's just got to come together, and I don't think it's going to make it.
I'm having a lot of trouble because I'm feeling the nerves and it's coming out shaking in my hands. I cannot worry too much at this point or I won't get anything done.
Remember, this is all about technique. You've got a minute to go.
I've never worked with rice paper this small before. It's about that big. I've usually worked with about that big, and so I'm just all fingers and thumbs.
Ten seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Time's up, guys. Tools down. Well done. Jeez.
That was shocking.
Time's up and I look down and one looks good, the other two look absolutely terrible. I feel crap. Hopefully the sauce is all right and things work.
It's time to taste. Hayden, we're going to start with you.
Have you ticked all the boxes? So the julienne, how you've rolled the rice rolls and then the dipping sauce?
Well, the rollings, no, I haven't ticked that box. It'll be across there because these two are not looking too flash.
Well, excuse fingers, Justin, because I'm going to take the best looking one.
These carrots look fantastic though, don't they?
Yeah.
Been cut very, very precise. Can obviously tell you've been practicing your knife skills. What do you think, Gary?
Well, look, julienne's good, but there's a lot of lettuce in there for sure. So there's some positives, but there's some negatives for sure.
Kate, how do you feel you went?
I would have liked another 5 minutes.
Tell me, why is it that I can do a caramelised white chocolate mousse with all the trimmings and I can't pull off a Vietnamese rice paper roll?
Love the basil. It takes over everything, which is delicious. But the amount of noodle.
Too much.
And also maybe the size of the battens.
Too big.
Michael?
Looking down at my plate, and I think 2 of my rolls are really, really good, like perfect. And there's one that's almost there with a tiny bit of carrot sticking out.
What do you want out of this tasting?
Oh, you just send me up there.
All right, well, let's find out.
My dipping sauce is really simple. Fish sauce, lime juice, sugar, and chilli. I think I've done pretty well.
Very nice. Excellent.
What you've done really well is make 3 perfectly even-sized rice paper rolls. So big pat on the back for that. But there is a ton of lime in there, and the balance has been thrown off completely.
Peter, you love Asian cooking. How did you feel you went in this challenge?
Oh, well, I mean, I got there in the end. That one's got a bit of a wild end, and that carrot's trying to escape. But
I want to taste. Certainly got a kick to it, that's for sure.
yeah.
Boom. I think you can tick the julienne box. The shredded vegetables are good, but there's an odd flavour, an odd balance to that sauce that is not quite right, and I'd expect something different from you. Thanks, Peter.
Thanks, mate.
We've tasted your dishes, and we've made our decision. 1 of you will be safe, but 3 of you will have to battle on in round 2, the penalty round. I'm about to call out the names of the people who did not make the grade. The first person is Hayden. Hayden, you know why.
That's fair enough. I didn't perform as well as I should have.
The second person going into the penalty round is Kate. So it comes down to you 2, Peter and Michael. The person who is safe and can have the comfort of sitting out in this elimination is Michael. Well done.
I came second. There's no prize for second.
You started this elimination challenge with 3 lives. You've got 2 left. If you thought the first round was hard, wait till you see what you've got under these sacks.
I don't have any preferences on what I see there. I just don't want to be baking a cake.
Please raise your covers now. Please raise your covers now.
Lift the cloth and see a big mother steak there, and I'm happy.
What you see in front of you is a beautiful ribeye of beef, which is absolutely screaming out for some love and attention and some beautiful butchery skills. The techniques we're going to be looking for is trimming and Frenching, trussing it like an expert, and cooking to an absolutely beautiful medium rare.
I love ribeye steak. but my heart sinks. I now have to cook a ribeye steak against Peter and Hayden.
I'm confident with cooking the steak and that I can get it to medium rare. I have never trimmed or Frenched a bone like that before, and I've never trusted anything like that before. But I've seen them in the shops. I know what they look like.
If you cook the best version of this ribeye, then you're safe. You've got 25 minutes. Trim, tie, cook, present that beautiful ribeye steak. Remember, it's going to keep you in this competition, or it's going to send you into the next round with the possibility of going home. Big stakes. And your time starts now.
Time starts, and the first thing I do is trim away some of the excess fat, do some nice precise cuts around the bone, and then French it down, you know, really scraping hard to get that fat and sinew off the bone.
Frenching is to clean the bone of all sinew, fat and meat. It's for appearance, but I love meat that comes with a handle.
Just trying to get this bone clean, I'm having a bit of trouble. I want it to be perfectly clean before I cook it.
What I'm doing right now is the trussing, making sure that it's the right sort of thickness and, you know, so that it will then cook evenly all over.
It's quite a thick piece of meat, and I think if I put just one trussing string on it, it's going to look like it's got a belt on.
I'm struggling so much with this Frenching, and I'm running out of time. I don't know what to do. Do I keep Frenching, or do I move on to cooking and just cut my losses?
Realistically, how long do you think this will take to cook?
You want to cook that for at least 12 to 16 minutes, I think, in the oven. It's going to be tight.
You know what? They're pushing it. You know, they've got 25 minutes. It's not long at all, especially for a piece of meat that size, and it takes time for the heat to penetrate.
I had a pan nice and hot, and that's crucial to get that caramelisation, and then it goes straight into the oven.
Kate, how are you going?
Justin, I'm going okay. You wouldn't think a piece of steak could cause so many nerves, but it does.
And are you aware of how much time you've got left?
Okay.
Not long.
Not long.
Hey.
I'm presuming.
It's in the oven.
Yeah, the steak's in the oven. I'm doing a good job too, isn't it? How long do you reckon a steak like that takes to cook?
I think about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
While the steak's in the oven cooking, I make a gremolata-style sauce with parsley, garlic, lemon juice, and olive oil. It just gives it a little bit of a zing.
I want to present something with my steak. So I chop up some parsley, a little garlic, and a little lemon zest, and mix this into the butter, and then make it into a log so I can slice it into a disc and place on the steak, and then it melts all over the steak.
I've cooked a lot of steak in my time, but I'm still not overly competent at getting those degrees of cooking just perfect. When I put the thermometer in, it's not going anywhere near that exact temperature. But when I feel it with my hand, it feels like it's right. I've made a lot of mistakes with meat in the past, so I decided to go with the thermometer.
And get it back into the oven.
You've got 2 minutes to go. Let's go, guys. Come on.
All I want to scream is, get those steaks on the plate. You know, they're leaving them to rest, but they're going to rest on the plate anyway. Just get them on so you're finished. Get it done.
There's not a great deal I can do to make the steak cook any faster, so I'm hunched down by the oven, you know, like I'm at a campfire or something, willing the steak to cook itself.
Final touches, you have 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Your time's up. Well done. Good job.
I look at my steak, and while I would quite enjoy sitting down and eating it, I look at Peter's and Hayden's, and I would enjoy theirs more.
Hayden.
Aaron, Justin.
Shall we?
Dig
Cut
in.
it in half. That's the fair thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah,
See.
Happy?
Yeah, I'm happy. Tuck right in now.
Let's try. Let's look at the technique. I love how you put a little bit of foil on there just to keep that bone nice and clean,
See
which
the
is great.
precision on it. It's beautiful and clean. It's great.
Well done.
Kate, how'd you go?
Okay. I would have liked to have been a little bit neater on the trimming stage, but I think it's cooked medium rare.
How would you say this is cooked?
I would say that's cooked medium to well.
Kate, I think the flavour of it was beautiful. Really nice burnt butter. Caramelisation, you could argue, was a bit light.
Is it medium rare? Peter? Confident?
I think I'm going to be on the rare side of medium rare.
What do you reckon that is?
I think it's pretty close to medium rare. But you'll tell me.
I might. Oh, you guys have made it hard, haven't you?
Good. I'll tell you, they don't really give a lot away. They don't really let me know exactly where that steak's at.
Peter, Kate, Hayden, there is now one round left, and you've worked so hard to avoid this one. But in the end, only one person is going to be safe. The first person that must cook off in the third and final elimination round is Kate. The second person that has to cook off in the third and final elimination round is Peter. Peter, from two very experienced chefs, this was almost impossible to call. It wasn't so much that you did something wrong, it was what Hayden did on top of what you did that gave Hayden the win. That little bit of foil on the Frenched bone, which is a very chefy kind of thing to do to keep it clean, it was a hard call. Hayden, well done. You can go and join your compatriot on the balcony and thank your lucky stars.
I'm safe and I'm up there with Michael, totally relaxed and knowing that I'm in that top 8 is it's where you want to be.
Wow, how did this happen? Two of the best cooks in the competition, and here we stand. Third and final elimination.
Being away from my husband and kids is one of the hardest parts for me in the competition.
They mean so much to me.
But I don't think life is always about taking the easy option. For my family,
Have given up a lot and altered life themselves a lot to allow me to do this, and I need to make the most of it.
I have had this dream since my teenage years to be a farmer, as weird as that sounds. I've been fortunate enough during the competition to meet incredible chefs like Tetsuya who work directly with farmers to have specific things grown. I really want to be working as a food provider, working closely with restaurants. That's where I'm headed.
Peter, when you think about the dream that you had when you first came in to the competition, are you closer to that dream?
Yes, I can actually see the steps, step by step, and I've actually worked in my own time on how I make it happen.
That's good. Peter, Kate, There is now 1 round left, and you've worked so hard to avoid this one. You've just faced what seem to be some very simple challenges, but it just goes to show how important good technique really is.
Once again, we're testing your basic kitchen techniques. All the ingredients are under those covers. Are you ready? Why don't you take a look now?
It's not my worst nightmare. I can think worse things, but, you know, it's flour and it's eggs and it's cream and it's nuts and apples and, you know, so we're baking something.
Those ingredients are to make a traditional apple pie and custard, just like Mama used to make.
Apple pie and custard.
Peter, you had a pretty strong reaction there, mate. What are you thinking?
I'm up against the cake lady.
First thing we're looking at is a beautiful, buttery, crumbly, crisp pastry. The second is a wonderful filling, apple filling. You can use your imagination a little bit. And a beautiful, velvet, creamy, delicious custard. The good news is you have 60 minutes to cook this dish. Your time starts now.
Time starts, and I know exactly where I'm heading and exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to start with the pastry because it needs to rest.
I can feel that Kate and I are doing the same thing. We're like moving the same way. I can hear the same machines going off. I'm not watching what she's doing, but we're doing similar things, and then we kind of in different directions.
Kate's dressed in apple green. Is it an omen? You have less than 45 minutes to go. Come on, guys.
Hi, guys, let's go! Looking good!
She's doing 2 little pies, and I'm doing a large pie. She's doing a very traditional filling. I'm just kind of riffing around with the filling and seeing what I come up with. I have no idea how long it's going to take to cook, so I get it in the oven, which leaves me, you know, a generous amount of time to fiddle around with the custard.
I need to blind bake the base and get it mostly cooked before I add the fillings. But there's a problem.
Oh, it's stuck to the bottom of the pan.
When I pull the pastry base out of the oven, the base has started to stick to the paper. Right now, I'm really worried. This is the last chance that I have.
Really thin, that base is so thin.
I'm starting to think that my time in the MasterChef kitchen might be coming to an end.
Today's challenge is all about demonstrating correct technique and perfection. Kate's blind baking her pastry, and some of the pastry had actually caught to the bottom of the baking paper. Making a small mistake like this could really cost her the challenge.
Not part of the plan, I forgot to grease the paper. I'll just patch this one.
Kate's actually got a patch in the pastry. It's a bit of a risk. If it doesn't work, then she's in big trouble.
You've got 15 minutes to go.
Custard's not something that I would normally eat, and I always get myself into trouble.
Let's be honest, it's curdled. You see those little parts in there?
I've got 2 choices. I can try and save the custard I've made, or I can start from scratch. And I choose to save what I've made. Because even though it's split, I like the way it tastes.
Blending a split custard's definitely a way you can fix it. You're just got to make sure it still tastes good at the end. For me, you know, I would have just simply remade it, had it beautiful, nice and hot, ready to go.
Wow, it's got to this point where all the pies are in the oven and we're just waiting. Kate's very blonde at the moment. She's got 10 minutes to go. Are they going to cook and caramelise in time? And Peter over there is really struggling with that custard.
I'm really nervous of getting this pie out of the tin. I could have gone to all this trouble and then have the pie flop on the plate. And if that happens, it's a disaster.
As I take the walls away from the pie tin, I'm afraid that the whole thing is just going to collapse and there'll be like a lava flow and everything will just run out and what will I have then?
Whoa, nice one, Pete.
But it holds together and the edge looks all fluted.
Remember, guys, beauty is in the pie of the beholder. You have 1 minute to go.
Come on, guys, let's go, get it done!
My custard is already done. And when I look around at the ingredients I have, I realise whipped cream. Gary loves cream. And I think he'd probably love it with his apple pie.
That's it. You have 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your time's up. Well done.
Nice work, guys.
We have.
The pie looks almost as beautiful as I'd hoped. But at the end of the day, Pete's also made a really good pie. And I suspect that if it's very even on the pie, the judges will probably look back at the rest of the day and I might be leaving.
Kate, first elimination.
Yes.
Is that pie going to send you home?
To be honest, I really don't know. If I leave the competition, which I don't really want to do yet, but at least I've cooked a dish that I'm happy with.
What's on your mind? You're thinking about going home?
Look, I'm not sad about going back to my old life. My old life is my family and I love them to bits. For me, in some ways, it's a win-win. If I go home, I get to be with my kids and my husband again. But if I stay, I get to learn more and I've learnt so much. Yeah, and I want to keep learning.
Peter, what's running through your mind at the moment?
You know, I really don't want to go yet. It's been like a kind of this incredible learning curve and I just don't really want to get off just yet.
Have you learned anything about yourself?
I can cook. I really can cook. Do you know what I mean? When I came into the competition, I was someone who prepared meals. And now I really feel like I can cook.
Right, Kate, you're the first cab off the rank. We're going to taste your pie first, I think. Kate, I love that you've done cream. All right, let's taste.
You know what I love about apple pie? It's the personality that goes into it.
It's incredible. The pastry is soft and delicate. The filling is sweet. It's appley. Like, the smell of apple when you cut the pie is just gorgeous.
Custard had a beautiful mouthfeel about it. Very rich, but a lovely vanilla scent for it.
Wow. Now I'm really up for another apple pie. Peter, let's taste yours.
Looks great. You've got a lovely scent of orange forever custard, very different to Kate's, but also very nice.
What I love about it, you've got that lovely soft pastry. This is a cracker. Like, if I went for my morning coffee and had a slice of that.
You'd ask for a second, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. Well, you've certainly set the bar high. We have a lot of thinking to do. Let's go and try and make a decision. For Justin and I, this was an incredibly tough decision. You both cooked beautifully in that final round. 2 magnificent apple pies. In the end, this decision came down to the criteria that we set at the beginning. It was an elimination designed around techniques. Kate? You're safe. Peter, I'm sorry. You're going home.
It's all right. Hey, congratulations. I feel surprisingly good.
I'm just surprised.
Kate, your pie was light as a feather. Clean, buttery, crumbly pastry.
It's beautiful.
And the custard, the anglaise, was faultless.
I'd be more than happy to serve that custard at the Cass. It was stunning, absolutely stunning.
Peter, I feel terrible for you.
Oh,
I really
okay.
do. It was hard to decide. It really was. The pie you cooked was fantastic. If anything, the base was a little bit undercooked and you could feel that on your palate. I've seen you cook some fine food throughout this competition.
Me hand.
Thank you very
Fantastic.
much.
Really
Thank you.
good dish.
And I think the lovely thing about your cooking is you've kept your style, how you wanted to cook. It has this authenticity, this comfort to it.
I think you did a fantastic job.
Thank you very much.
It's a really great example of the sort of smart thinking we wanted to see from this challenge, and you've absolutely nailed it.
Peter, can I just say, I've only had a little glimpse at your ability today, but what I've seen, I've been very, very impressed. And I'll keep a little space on the shelf at 21 retail for your products when they're done.
Okay, thank you. That's very nice.
The judges are actually so complimentary about what I've done. I know I should be upset or I should be, I don't know, sad that it's all coming to an end, but somehow I feel kind of good. I feel confident in my abilities.
It's been a pleasure having you here in the MasterChef kitchen. You'll be sadly missed. Thanks again, and good luck.
Thank you.
Everyone you will be missed.
Thank you.
I see this great adventure that's about to begin, and it seems completely plausible, not frightening at all. Walking out of the kitchen for the last time, I feel like I could fly out the doors. I'm ready to go, and I kind of have the bravery to go also.
Things happen for a reason. I think it's time for me to leave the competition. It's time for me to start my new life.
We've had such a great day hanging out with Anthony Bourdain, but now reality hits and we have to now wait and find out who's not coming home.
Hayden and Michael. Oh, guys.
I'm really excited to see Michael and Hayden because they're two of my good friends in the house and I really didn't want them to go home.
What's your gut feel?
We're split. I think Kate might have just snuck it over the line.
I think Peter might have got there just because, I don't know, his pastry looks so lovely.
Kate comes down the stairs. I'm feeling so relieved for her because I know how much she wants to win this competition. But I'm so sad for Peter too because he was such a great presence in the house and he's going to be really missed.
I was incredibly shocked. And Pete was just fantastic. He was, you know, he was talking about his dream and how no matter what, he's going to make it happen, and he was in good spirits. I feel really privileged to have been able to do that last challenge with him.
It's great to be home. I was looking forward to coming home, and I've been thinking about it a lot, and it's even better than I expected.
Cheers!
Cheers! Look, it's been a big leap. I mean, I was quite fearful at the beginning. I thought I was doing something kind of silly and risky. It was a great experience. I felt liberated by this. I could recommend to everyone, if there are things that you want to pursue, you should do it. It's never too late.
Tomorrow night on MasterChef Australia.
We've got some very special guests coming in today.
3 MasterChef All-Stars are back. From Season 1, Andre Orsini.
I'll be cooking a soft polenta with quail.
And from Season 2, the Curry King, Jimmy Seravai.
I'm going to cook Jimmy's butter chicken.
And Alvin Kwa.
Today we're making black sesame dumplings with the ginger syrup.
Plus, Hayden joins Danny for a private masterclass with her culinary idol, Luke Newett.
Wait, look at the colour coming up from awesome. See the maltose coming up.
Then on Sunday night, MasterChef hits New York City.
Welcome to the time of your life.
Kicking off a whole week of challenges in the Big Apple.
We want you to find out what makes New York City's culinary heart beat.
Finding inspiration in every corner to create their very own restaurant quality dishes. Get it wrong, and a devastating penalty awaits.
It is like the worst repercussions of any challenge ever.
I am shaking in my boots right at this moment.
Welcome to New York City. Welcome to the time of your life.